Good morning, friends. Welcome back to the John Went Walking channel. I'm coming to you from the Florida Trail this morning up in Citrus County, just to the west of Inverness, Florida. This is the furthest north that I've ventured exploring the Florida Trail with my camera, and I'm slowly going to start extending the boundaries that I've started with over the first couple of months. So I'm bringing you out here this morning to show you this part of the trail. Walking north, and it's just a beautiful morning out here. We're in the second week of February, and actually it's pretty humid out here this morning. I'd say it's probably at least maybe 72 degrees or so and humid, but it's beautiful out here. Lots of little up and downs, it's not all flat. The hikers are going to enjoy being out here. Trail is very clear, extremely well marked. Whoever works on these trails out here just do an outstanding job, and I found that to be true everywhere that I've been on the Florida Trail in the state of Florida so far. And now with this hike today, it's going to extend the range of my videos to well over 100 miles. I'm not sure the exact distance from the furthest south I've been to today will be the furthest north I've been walking. So I'm so glad to be up here, feeling pretty good, and just not used to walking up hills like this. Even if they are small, it's still a lot different than just being on flat ground. Then you throw in the sand and it becomes a pretty good little workout. So I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed being out here. I'm grateful for my health and being able to move. This was my goal all along, is to get out and extend my hikes. I'm post hernia surgery now, 2 months today, and the umbilical hernia, and I was cleared a couple of weeks ago. So I've been out on a couple very long hikes, near 3 hours each, and that's about what I'll put in this morning. Now, I still am not carrying a backpack, but I'm meeting my goal, what I've been trying to do, and that's just get familiar with the area, where it crosses through, any little landmarks I can remember. Just about a year out from coming through here on my Thru-Hike, and I like to have some idea of what's out here. And I tell you, you couldn't picture a more scenic route. Like huge pine trees. I call this the land of the giant pine cones. The land of the giant pine cones. That's what it is out here, because we've got giant pine trees. And I lots of places that I've been, I've shown them where I thought they're 70 to 80 feet. But I always said, I know there's got to be some that are even taller than that. There's got to be some that are probably 100 feet tall. And out here today, I think I've seen some that got to be approaching that height. They're probably bigger than the ones that I saw down in the green swamp last week. So anyway, out here enjoying it, bringing you along. I'm so glad to have you along. My Florida Thru-Hike preparation journey continues, and seem to be on schedule. Got to definitely start thinking about bringing the pack out. That's kind of what I'm working on back at home right now. Working on the backpack and thinking about putting some weight in it. And I want to when I start filling it up for these practice hikes, these day hikes, even overnight hikes, I want the pack to be very similar. Here you can see the size of these trees. I want the pack to be very similar in size, dimension, shape, and weight to what I will physically be carrying on the trail. Now, I haven't thought about exact poundage. I'm not too super worried about that right now. I always see that big discussion on the AT. People on there with their packs, and they're trying to cut weight, and they're worried about getting off ounces here and there. And I appreciate that, and I respect that, and I understand what they're doing. But for me, cutting the weight means just taking it off of my waist. So if I take 15, 20 pounds off my waist, off my belly, then that's, to me, that's really more important than cutting 1 or 2 or 3 pounds out of my pack. So that's kind of the philosophy I'm going in with right now. I guess if I were more fit, then I would be more concerned with the lesser weights. It's kind of back when, you know, I'm pounding out all those marathons, and I've finished in my lifetime, I've finished 86 marathons, and then 35 more ultras on top of that, which that's 50Ks, 50 milers, and I did a 100-miler up in Vermont. So back then, you know, I hate to say it, but I never really ran in the latest or the finest gear. I kind of ran in whatever I had. I wouldn't spend a lot of money on anything. I would run the shoes until they were wore out, and I can't lie, there were times when I probably ran with had duct tape on my shoes. What I would do is I would buy those, used to love those Brooks Beast, they're called the Beast, B-E-A-S-T. And back then they were an expensive shoe. And I think, you know, maybe 20 years ago, they were $100. I forget what they were. And then, you know, they would say, well, they're good for 300 to 500 miles, something like that. But man, when I got a pair of those things, I would run them into the ground. I would run them. And then I would definitely make them last longer than they were supposed to. And then I would usually have an extra pair or two, and then just kind of rotate them. And that's kind of how I would handle buying new shoes. And now for the through hike, you know, I'm not saying I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to get gear that'll hold up, that'll really last. And I was blessed by my brother-in-law who through hiked the AT in 17. He actually left me all of his gear, and he had nice gear. He's back out in Oregon now, and he's letting me keep all his gear. So I have that to work with. So most of it I can use. Most of it is just fine. It's used, you know, it's an Appalachian Trail through hike, but most of it's really in pretty good condition. Like I definitely feel like it's going to be fine for being out here on the Florida Trail. A lot of it. I'm talking about the bigger stuff, like the tent and the sleeping bag, even like sleeping pad. Some of the camp stove, some of the things that he had were high quality and nice, so I know I'm going to be able to use it. So coming up here to a little road crossing, little dirt road crossing, and again I'm walking north on the west side of Inverness. I'm going to make a couple of videos, maybe 3 out here on the way back in. You can see here coming up to, been following the orange blazes. It's very well marked. Coming up here back onto the Florida Trail, we got the actual little sign. They got everything is just so nice out here. Everything is so they've got everything clean and clear and well marked, and it's just a joy to be out here. It really is just a joy. So I'm gonna keep coming up through here, and I'm gonna cut the video shortly, and then I'll just start a new one. Keep them down around 10 or 12 minutes. They load easier, and people get tired watching them after a certain amount of time anyway. I know if you live down here, like this scenery it's probably not, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't mean as much to you as it does to somebody who's never been out in it. And to me, man, it is just beautiful out here. And I've lived down here for many years, but there are many places in Florida I've never been, and this is one of them. Here, some lightning strikes, it looks like. And so you can see out through here, it's almost like right through here we had a little area where lightning struck and just got a whole little group of trees. I don't know if that's what happened or not, but it sure looks like it. Okay, friends, anyway, it's good to be with you out here this morning. Again, this is just the first in a short series that I'm going to make. I'm here west of Inverness, and like I said, today will be the furthest north I've been on the Florida Trail with my camera, with my video camera, my iPhone, and I'm sure grateful to have you out here with me. So, friends, I will be right back with you very shortly. Another lightning strike here, you can see. Still got the blaze on it, but it's definitely a lightning strike. So I'll be talking to you very, very shortly. Thank you so much for being out here with me. Goodbye, friends.